But we're getting into some passages here in Mark chapter 5. And we're going to look at, again, Mark is going to take two incredible stories and put them together. This is something that Mark likes to do. Mark likes to take two things that Jesus does, a teaching, a miracle, a healing, something, put them together, and together you see some incredible point. Last week we looked at the point of calming the storm, healing the demoniac, and ministry to the Gentile peoples. This week is Jesus ministering now to a Jewish context. So after the whole thing with the demoniac, Jesus and the disciples go back across to the Jewish side of the Sea of Galilee. And when they get to the Jewish side, there is a leader of a synagogue. We're told his name is Jairus. He comes out to Jesus and says, "My daughter is ill to the point of death. She's only 12 years old. Could you possibly come and heal her?" Okay, so the first story now is launched. You have this synagogue leader. Okay, so he's one of the religious leaders of the Jews. So catch that. This is one of the leaders of the synagogue, and he has come to Jesus. So the idea that all the religious leaders were against Jesus is really not accurate. In Galilee, you have quite a few Pharisees and teachers of the law, and here a synagogue leader that is saying, "I believe in this Jesus, and I want to see what he's going to do." So he comes and asks Jesus to heal his daughter. Now keep that in mind. While they're on the way, a woman is coming close to Jesus who has had a hemorrhage of blood for 12 years. Now, in the Jewish culture, what that would mean is basically she's been menstruating, which makes a woman ritually impure. So for 12 years, she's not been allowed to go to the temple. She's not been allowed to participate in the festivals. She's not been allowed to go in the synagogue because she's ritually unclean. So normally for a woman, that would happen, one time during the month, and then you bathe in the mikveh, and you're good, you're pure again. So this woman has been cut off from the community and considered to be impure for 12 years. Wait a minute. There's a bit of a theme building here. The little girl was 12 years old. She has been having this impurity for 12 years. It appears that Mark is wanting us to read these stories together. So as Jesus is on his way to heal the little girl, the woman says, "If only I can grasp the hem of his garments." All right, now we've seen this before. So this is a talit, or a prayer shawl. And so this is something that not only rabbis, but Jewish men would wear when they went to pray. So they would put this over their head, and it basically creates like a personal tabernacle. And you would pray like this. But at the fringe, okay, the hem of the garment, you see these fringes called tzitzit. So the garment is a talit, prayer shawl. The tzitzit, or the fringes, have on them 613 knots, which represent the 613 different laws that are found in the first 5 books of the Bible. The understanding in the first century was that when the Messiah comes, he will be so obedient to Torah and such a good teacher of Torah that even in his prayer shawl there will be healing, delivering, saving power in even the fringes of his garment that represent the presence of God's law. So here's what happens. She says, "If I can just touch the fringe." So she grabs that, and Jesus realizes power has gone out from him. And he turns and says, interesting, she's an older woman, but Jesus says, "Daughter, your faith has made you well." Okay? So then he continues on to visit the home of Jairus, where his daughter is sick to the point of death. Ooh, all right, let's be text detectives on this, all right? Let's look at this. 12 years old girl, 12 years of hemorrhage, a daughter of Jairus, daughter of Israel, synagogue leader, all these things that are coming together. Jesus says to the woman who grabbed the garment, "Your faith has delivered you. Your faith has saved you." Jesus comes to the home of Jairus. The people say, "What are you saying? Why are you even here?" And Jesus says, "No, she's not completely dead. She's only mostly dead." Okay, so he goes in and raises her to to life, to new life, and gives her back. There seems to be something interesting here that Mark is picking up on. And I think possibly what's happening is in this idea of 12, which throughout the Gospels represents Israel, the idea of daughters, almost dead, caught in impurity. I think this is representative of Israel itself. I think these stories completely happened, right? Jesus raised Jairus' daughter, 100%. This woman was healed. But it's a message also in the text of what Jesus has come to do. And here's why I think this. In Isaiah chapter 62, the entire chapter is where God says, Israel is my daughter, and I will come to redeem her through the Messiah. In Isaiah chapter 62, verses 11 and 12, it says, Look, the Lord announces to the ends of the earth, say to my daughter Zion, look, your deliverer comes. Look, his reward is with him, and his reward goes before him. They, so now the daughter is a they, it's the nation Israel. They will be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. You will be called sought after and not abandoned. Wow. I think these passages are the pointing to that Jesus is the Messiah that has sought after and pursued and come for the daughter of God, the Israelite people who their faith, their spiritual life was almost dead. They were caught in impurity, and Jesus has come. I said, I have come to raise you to new life, to make you pure, to make you clean, to call you back, and to renew and revive. All right. So you're going to be reading about that in your group. So let's soak this in. This is the Jesus that is the Son of God, who pursues us, draws us into himself. He raises us to new life. He forgives our impurity. He makes us clean. He invites us into a whole new relationship with God. Good stuff. All right. God be with you in your group this week.